Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever stopped to think, really think, about what happens when cutting-edge AI slams into the decentralized world of finance?
It's a pretty wild intersection, isn't it?
Absolutely, because today we're taking a deep dive into AFX. It's a project that's been making some serious waves,
Right.
claiming to blend advanced AI, we're talking artificial general intelligence, AGI, with the core ideas of DeFi, decentralized finance.
Yeah.
So our mission here today is pretty clear. We want to really get under the hood of AFX, understand how it positions itself, the claims it's making, its unique value proposition.
And this is all based directly on their own documentation, right?
Exactly, straight from the source.
Yeah.
We're looking at this strategically, trying to give you insights into its potential, its vision in a way that's, well, easy to grasp, but also hopefully compelling if you're interested in where finance might be heading.
And what immediately jumps out, I think, from that initial info is just the sheer ambition. It's pretty clear AFX isn't positioning itself as just, another small step, another digital asset.
No.
There's this feeling of a deliberate attempt to carve out a unique space. It suggests a much bigger picture, a play for how finance itself might evolve. It's more than just a token. It feels like they're proposing a whole new infrastructure.
So let's jump right in with that fundamental question then. What is AFX and why does their documentation insist it's not just an ordinary digital asset?
Yeah, what's the substance behind that claim?
Well, from that strategic angle, they frame it primarily as a utility token. Now, for anyone less familiar, that means it's designed for actual use, practical application within its own ecosystem.
Not just for buying and selling, speculating on price.
Exactly. It's meant to do something. AFX describes itself as the central pillar of a new financial system they envision, one that merges AI and DeFi tech.
Okay.
And the documentation gets specific. It lists use cases like paying fees in their AIC system. Yeah, looks like their proprietary AI intelligence and computing platform. Also, earning rewards by staking the token, using it as collateral in a DeFi aggregator.
Which pulls different DeFi services together, simplifies things.
Right. And finally, acting as the core token in their AI BOT ecosystem, probably for automated, AI-driven financial stuff.
Okay, so if we look at the bigger picture here, strategically, that focus on utility, that's incredibly important.
Why is that?
Well, think about the digital asset space. It's crowded, right? Lots of projects pop up and disappear based purely on hype and speculation.
True.
By really pushing the utility angle, focusing on real applications, AFX seemed to be aiming for intrinsic value. Value tied to its actual usefulness within its ecosystem, not just market mood swings.
Ah, okay, so it's about building something more stable.
Exactly. Stability, sustainability.
Yeah.
That's the goal, setting it apart from purely speculative plays. So for you, the listener, thinking like an investor, this suggests a focus on tangible growth, an active ecosystem. That's a strong signal, potentially, of underlying strength, resilience.
It's about creating something sticky, valuable, long-term.
That seems to be the plan, not just a flash in the pan.
Okay, and this is where the documentation brings up what it calls AFX's most compelling differentiator. And honestly, it is pretty attention-grabbing.
Let me guess, the stock conversion.
You got it. The claim of a clear, transparent path to convert AFX tokens into digital stock. And they're not vague about it.
No.
No. The stated goal is ambitious, a successful IPO, initial public offering, on major exchanges like NASDAQ or the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, HKEX.
Wow.
And the document is explicit. It says this clear declaration, this IPO plan and conversion mechanism is unique. It claims this really sets AFX apart from other projects that maybe haven't made such public, concrete commitments.
Right. Now, this particular claim, it raises some important questions, doesn't it? Strategically and just in terms of feasibility.
Like, how would that even work?
Exactly. Converting a digital asset into traditional stock, then doing an IPO on NASDAQ. That's incredibly complex. You're talking a maze of regulations. SEC compliance in the U.S. rules in other jurisdictions.
Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare.
It requires rock-solid legal frameworks, audited financials, corporate governance, things many decentralized projects, frankly, aren't built for initially.
So is this claim credible then?
Well, they state it's unique. And while other projects might have explored similar token-to-equity ideas, maybe more indirectly, what AFX's explicit declaration does is make a very clear statement of intent.
Okay.
It's aiming to bridge that gap between crypto and traditional finance. That kind of transparency, if they can pull it off, could theoretically build huge confidence.
Right, signaling a long-term vision beyond just crypto cycles.
Precisely. It positions AFX as potentially more than a crypto project. It's aiming for like a deeply integrated financial entity, one with a clear path into established global markets.
Showcasing that vision, that potential.
Exactly. But, and this is a big but, the execution and actually getting regulatory approval, that's where the real challenge lies. The devil's always in the details, isn't it?
Absolutely. A powerful statement, but execution is everything. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. How is AFX actually getting started? How are they handling the token distribution?
Good question. The strategy seems quite deliberate.
The documentation calls it a staking-based launch protocol. What does that mean in practice?
It means if you want to get AFX tokens early on, you have to basically lock up existing assets you already hold. Put some skin in the game.
Okay, so no freebies?
Crucially, no. The white paper emphasizes no free distributions, no general airdrops where tokens just appear in wallets.
Which is pretty common in crypto.
Very common. And they also detail specific lock and unlock rules for those staked assets, so you know when you can get your original assets back.
Interesting. What's the strategic thinking behind that approach? Locking things up, requiring collateral?
Well, it's fascinating, really. By demanding real collateral and having these clear lockup periods, AFX is essentially building commitment right into the launch.
How so?
It shows a higher level of confidence from the early participants. People aren't just getting free tokens they might dump immediately. This whole setup is designed pretty explicitly to discourage short-term speculation, flippers.
Ah, okay. So it's less about attracting hype and more about attracting believers.
Exactly. It fosters stability from day one. It aims to build a community of genuinely invested individuals, people who are there for the long haul, for the project's success, not just a quick profit.
So for you, listening as a potential investor, this acts like a filter.
A powerful filter, yes. Early adopters have put something on the line. That signals belief in the core vision. And in any new venture, that's a strong indicator of potential strength and reliability. It suggests a more dedicated, stable base.
Which is often key for long-term growth, especially in these decentralized systems.
Couldn't agree more.
And it seems, at least according to their documentation, this strategy might be working. They're reporting some pretty big early numbers.
Yeah, the figures they quote are eye-catching.
They claim a fully diluted valuation FDV of over 3.66 billion US dollars.
Billion, with a B, okay.
And over 250,000 holder accounts. Plus, get this, over $1.33 billion in liquidity on DXs, those decentralized exchanges.
Wow, that's substantial liquidity early on.
And the documentation makes a point of saying these figures appeared very quickly after launch, suggesting significant initial interest and pickup.
Okay, let's put those numbers into a strategic perspective because context is key here.
Right.
Rapid adoption, high liquidity. If that's sustained, yes, it can signal strong market confidence, early validation of the project's appeal.
But there's a but.
There's always a but.
Okay.
High FDV, especially early on, often reflects future potential more than current proven value. It's a projection. And those 250,000 holders, the $1.33 billion liquidity, that definitely shows immediate market interest. It shows the launch strategy had initial power. But the real test for any serious investor is sustainability.
Will those numbers hold up? Will the token actually get used over time?
Exactly. It's a strong start, no doubt, but it's a marathon, not a sprint.
That makes sense.
And this brings us to a really important connection point. How does AFX stack up, not just generally, but against other AI-driven crypto projects out there?
Yeah, because it's not the only one playing in the AI sandbox.
Not at all. You've got projects like, say, Fetch.ai. Their focus is on building this decentralized network there for autonomous AI agents, agents that can do tasks, make transactions, like an economic internet for AI.
Okay, Fetch.ai, AI agents, what else?
Then there's Ocean Protocol. They're all about a decentralized data marketplace, letting people share and monetize data using AI for analysis, unlocking data value.
Got it. So Fetch.ai, Ocean Protocol, specialized AI applications. How does AFX compare? Because they're talking AGI, right?
Right. And that's the key distinction they seem to be making. AFX isn't just aiming for specialized AI like Fetch's agents or Ocean's data tools. Their documentation highlights this ambition to integrate artificial general intelligence AGI.
The holy grail of AI, basically. Human-like cognitive abilities.
That's the concept. Comprehensive, adaptable intelligence. Way beyond the narrow AI we use daily. And remember, they combine this AGI ambition with that clear IPO plan.
And the digital stock conversion path. Yeah.
It's an incredibly bold combination for any project in this space. They're aiming for a totally different scale of impact, it seems.
So unpacking that grand vision, what's the ultimate play here?
Well, according to their documents, AFX wants to be more than just a token, more than an app layer. It aims to be fundamental infrastructure.
Infrastructure for what?
For a new global financial system, one driven entirely by this advanced AGI.
Wow. Okay, so unlike Fetch focusing on agents or Ocean on data.
AFX's stated goal, is nothing less than creating an easily accessible AI-powered global banking system.
A global banking system powered by AGI.
That's the vision. And in that system, the AFX token itself is positioned as the central key, the heart of the whole ecosystem, facilitating everything.
From a strategic view, that's massive potential, huge scope.
Incredible scope, incredible potential. It's not just integrating AI, it's building the foundation for future finance, redefining access, efficiency, intelligence in financial services globally, making finance more intuitive, automated, universal through AGI.
That AGI part, that's still largely theoretical, isn't it?
That is the monumental technological hurdle.
Right.
Realizing AGI is challenge enough, then integrating it into something as complex and regulated as global banking. That adds layers upon layers of difficulty.
So the vision is vast, but the execution hurdles are equally vast.
Precisely. That's where the long-term strategic execution will face its ultimate test.
So let's try and tie this together. What does this all mean for you, the listener? We've covered a lot.
Yeah, let's summarize the key takeaways.
Okay, the core differentiators seem to be this unique blend of advanced AI, the ambitious AGI goal, coupled with deep DeFi integration.
Right, the utility focus within their ecosystem.
Then, that significant step further, the tangible goal of an IPO, that innovative direct link they want to create between a digital token and a real-world stock market-listed company.
Which is a very bold bridge to try and build.
Definitely. Add the strategic staking-based launch, aiming for long-term credibility and a committed user base.
That filtering mechanism we talked about.
Right. Put it all together and you get a project with a very distinct identity, a clear, albeit ambitious, strategic path laid out. It really makes you think, doesn't it, about the implications of something this comprehensive for the future of finance itself.
It really does. And it raises, I think, a final important strategic question for all of us interested in this space.
Go on.
What does it truly mean when a digital asset doesn't just offer utility inside its own world, but also explicitly tries to bridge that fundamental gap to traditional stock markets and simultaneously aims to build a global banking infrastructure powered by AGI?
Yeah. What are the implications of that?
And it's a big if. But if that vision were realized, even partially, it could fundamentally redefine how we understand value creation, financial access, the role of AI in our economies.
Challenging a lot of the old ways of doing things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Potentially challenging many traditional paradigms. It's a vision that I think warrants attention, not just for its sheer ambition, but for its genuine potential to reshape the financial landscape as we know it. Something to keep an eye on for sure.